Now what? Guys. Ranger Liz here. Episode 25 of Hyperforce. So I said in Twitter, while the episode was still running, if it ends on a cliffhanger and we don't get a Season 2 announcement, we riot. And, yeah, we didn't get a Season 2 announcement, so I guess I have to start planning a riot. I'm not 100 on how that works. But I'll do some Googling. I guess expect a Facebook event. And, you know, we'll just riot randomly until we get Hyperforce Season 2. I'm sure that's going to work. In a weird way, it's like, I don't even want to talk about the episode. I just want to talk about, I don't know, like, Hyperforce in general. But, whew, I guess we better start with the episode itself. And I don't think I'm going to be long in this thing. It's probably really loud on the camera. It's not over, unless it doesn't get a Season 2, but we are going to be optimistic in this. And when last we left our heroes, they were in pursuit of Zordon. Zordon had been captured by one of the Alliance ships. Now, Thrax was destroyed. There was the T-Wave, as they're calling it. Wow. The monsters that were there were getting much more powerful. Zordon is gone. They left Jem, Aisha, Merlin, Lena, and Andros. They left them there to battle the monsters while they went in pursuit of Zordon. Chloe's hearing that voice in her head. It's this one, it's this one, it's this one. Okay. So she tells the Rangers, and you're like, alright, this is awesome. They get there after plan. They go sneak down. This is it. They morph. They're like, this is it. We're getting on this ship. This is where Zordon is. Let's get him. Get off. Like, okay, this is it. This is the final battle, you know. There was a lot of battling this episode, so I'm not going to say, like, there wasn't the big battle. Because there was Gold or Scorpina. I mean, there was a lot of really cool battles, but there wasn't the big battle versus the boss. This, wow, this episode really threw you for a loop. When they get on the ship, Chloe goes first, of course, because she has all the stealth, so she can do this. She goes in, and she's, you know, hearing this voice. She can feel it's on the left. They're going down a corridor. Mind you, they're all on Chloe's ship right now, her Phoenix Jet Hyperforce sword, because the normal Hyperforce ship it's doing its own thing. Like, it's an autopilot, it's in Hyperstream. The Rangers themselves are all going to get on this Alliance ship via a hatch at the top. So they get in, Chloe opens the door to a room, and there's a barricade there. There's like an energy field. Someone is in there and knows Chloe. Chloe knows them. They just see it. Someone, it looks like they were a prisoner. It's Chloe's dad, Mr. Ashford. Chloe's dad, who's been missing this entire show. And Meghan just did a fantastic job of everything, of just acting, the emotion. It was incredible. They just gave you so many feels. I was, you know, I'm listening to it, and as Chloe and her dad, this conversation and everything goes on, you find yourself breaking with her. Now, for the sake of this not being an hour or 3 hours long, they show the rest of the Rangers, you know, they're there. They want to help rescue because Chloe's dad has been gone. And she asks, you know, where's Mom? That's when she finds out her mom's gone. Now, to explore that more, we will probably do that later, but is she gone? Is she not gone? We're not sure, but for the sake of this, she's gone. the Rangers quickly realize, once they find out and try to free him, that they feel this boom. And it would be someone trying to get onto the Hyperforce ship, or something hit the Hyperforce ship. And that's when you hear the, oh, she's 30 seconds early. What are you talking about? I'm talking about muting my phone. The Rangers realize that this guy, Chloe's dad, isn't probably a prisoner. And instead, he was a trap. Now, Chloe is, I don't want to say she was the last to realize it. I think she was realizing it with everyone else. She was just refusing to believe it. But very quickly, in the scheme of things, they realized things were not as it seemed. And Scorpina is now going to be on the time ship, because the time ship is very, very important. And Mr. Ashford Alliance, I don't even know. We're just gonna go with Chloe's dad. So it's what Chloe's dad is saying. It's very, very important. Now, Vesper did have a body being made, and it wasn't quite done yet. But at this point, they can't get back on the the ship, because he disabled. Like, once they got on the ship with Alpha, they can't teleport back. So Vesper gets uploaded into her new body. It's not, 100% finished, as she said, but it's Vesper 2.0, and she goes to basically attack Scorpina, who is on the ship. She did bring someone with her, though. Vesper goes there, and I'm gonna leave that while I kind of explain where the other Rangers go. Mr. Ashford then says there's more prisoners being held, more ships, more everything, and they're all gonna die. So either go try to save them, or they die anyway. Let's pretend he was a whole lot more evil whenever he was saying this. So I'm gonna these are the matchups, these are the pairings. We have Eddie takes off, he goes into a room where he was hearing like a voice, and when he opens it, he goes into this crazy, weird island. Perhaps an illusion island, or maybe an island of illusion. Who knows? Who knows? Vesper on the ship. Scorpina is there, of course, and she has a prisoner that is Wes, the Red Time Force Ranger. Jack goes to another room on another, and at some point, like, some are different ships, some of them are. Jack goes to save one, and we have Marv and Joe go to save another one. Let's just go, Chloe and her dad is the other one. So I'm gonna go back to the insanity that is the battles of all of them, because in the true Ranger finale, it's sometimes they split up, and you're gonna have part A and part B of, let's say, Jack's fight with a monster. So I'm gonna probably just put A and B together, because I want to try to talk about, let's go Eddie, Trip, and whatever. So Eddie and Trip are stuck in this perhaps island of illusion, which is in a room, but for the most part, Eddie didn't get a ton of fighting. It was like a low-car illusion, and he got to use his trident, which Zordon kind of gave that little, that little wink there, which was helpful to cut through the illusion, though he did use it a bit too far at one point and accidentally cut Trip. Trip, the green Time Force Ranger, was the Time Force Ranger that was stuck in that room. The illusions were fighting, and by the end, they do get to escape. There was some really cool, like, back and forth between them, be it, Trip's like, wait, you're not psychic? Or he's like, you're psychic? And Trip's like, you're not? Trip kept giving him crap about being chosen to be a ranger, even though he didn't have any special powers. But he's like, I have power, and, one of them was emotion. It was like science and emotion. I'll take that. Okay. Alas, that was probably about it for the sake of this. That was Eddie's battle, and he did manage to save Trip, and they are saved. let's go to Vesper and Wes. Vesper gets on the ship, and Scorpina has Wes, you know, arms tied up behind him. She's like, haha, it's my new boyfriend. And Vesper really, because at this point when she gets back into her body, she knows everything. She remembers everything up until, like, you know, death. So she is completely caught up for the I love yous and I love you too. Blah. And so she's like probably going through a lot of stuff, because remember before, she only remembered what had happened up until her backup. And then she remembered from backup to current day only via Alpha's files, not Vesper's own emotions and memories. And then from when she was uploaded into Alpha, over. But not knowing what had kind of happened since the backup. Well, now she remembers everything, and it's just, it's a lot. It reminds me, and if you're a fan of Buffy at all, it's been years since I watched it, but when Buffy, she was dead. I mean, spoiler alert, guys, she was dead, and she came back. She died, like, at least twice, as of Once More with Feeling. That is neither here nor there. Vesper luckily remembered to use some supers and got to, you know, get in her body and, like, actually did stuff right off the bat, which was awesome. She just starts attacking Scorpina, and there is rage. There's lots of rage. And there's also awesome lines about, well, ha, you tried to steal my boyfriend, even though I don't know what we are now, but I'm stealing your boyfriend. And she, like, rips, like, gives Scorpina a bob cut, rips her hair off, frees Wes. They take her down, and Vesper does one of the most Vesper-y things ever. They throw Scorpina out the airlock. Ooh, dang, Vesper, you scary. You scary. The thing was, Wes was the one who actually kicked her out. Because Vesper's standing over her body, and I mean, she's like tied up. Like, they put, you know, whatever, she's roped up, or however, you know, like, Time Force stuff. So, Vesper's just like, I'm just gonna throw her out. They're in the hyperstream, by the way. This isn't like they're just up in the air. They're in the hyperstream, and Vesper's like, just say something mean so I don't feel so bad about just kicking you out. And she wouldn't say anything, and Wes is like, you're taking too long, and just pushes her, kicks her out of the airlock. They close it. Goodbye, Scorpina, who's now flying through time and space, I guess, and will land somewhere in the world of history. Who knows? She'll be fine. I think she'll be fine, right? Right. Let's move on to Jack's mission. Now, Jack didn't roll well when he first went into the room and was completely, like, attacked first thing by Goldar, which was really, it was great, because Malika, and I haven't given her enough, like, love or whatever, I guess, but Malika was playing Goldar in the Rita costume. She had this amazing Rita cosplay. I hope I remember to grab, like, who made it and everything, if you want to check them out. And Hyperforce put up a little kind of behind the scenes thing about it. Please go watch it. It's fantastic. The cosplay was like, what? Out of nowhere. Nah! There she comes. The gifs of it are incredible. I know I at least retweeted one. Anyway, so Katie is yelling. Now Jack doesn't know who this is at this point. Like, if you don't let me out here, I will punch you. And yeah, so Jack shows up and starts fighting Goldar. Goldar. But while he's fighting, he has the thought that I should attack one of these panels to release the prisoner. Yes! Release the prisoner. And that prisoner is none other than Time Force Yellow, Katie. Katie, super strong Katie. She was the one making it, and it was great. Like, the first thing, you know, Zach played her that, like, Katie, to the point, whatever, what'd you do to my suit? Jack's like, no, I don't have time, you know, we gotta go. What did you do to my suit? This is a different suit. I'm a Hyperforce Ranger. We will discuss this. It was really cool to see the back and forth of the two of them, and especially the two of them fighting together. That was cool, and I liked I guess I don't know if it was a random thing, if Malika already had planned what villain was going to be in what room, and then just depended what Ranger went to. But I liked it was, you know, it was Yellow and Yellow were the ones helping each other out. Katie's like, we will talk about this later, whenever she's just punching Goldar in the face. Goldar does not make it, my friend, very long. But over the course of this, Jack and Katie get a little bit of flirting in, and, you know, Jack at the end's like, I know we're 1,000-year difference, but wait, how would that, wait, I don't think that, because Jack was like, I know we're 1,000 years apart, but that isn't actually the time, is it? Because they had to go, you know what, I'm not even going to pretend to understand the timeline of this 100% of the time, because I don't think it would be possible. Goldar is no more. There was like wind beneath my wings jokes. There were like chicken wing jokes. It was really awesome. The Rangers, by the way, while they are doing this, are getting their morphers back, because the morphers, their Time Force morphers, remember, are needed to start / run the hyper ships, at least if they're an old enough version. And so they have to get them off, which, when that happens, stuff's starting to screw up with the ships. Also keep a note, Chloe finds out from her dad, just to touch back on that subject really quick, there are bombs on these ships, and if they don't take off to where they're supposed to in 10 minutes, which, it's like movie 10 minutes, he said 10 minutes, like the first, I don't know, like 30 minutes in the show, and then the rest of it's, you know, the 10 minutes of one fight, 10 minutes of the other one. But, you know, she's writing, get off the ships, get off the ships. So basically they're like getting the Ranger, getting the Morpher, and hightailing it off of there, except they don't get all teleported till together at the end. But for the sake of this, we're doing one by one. Let's go to Joe and Marv, who go together. They gotta go find one guy, and the guy they find is Doomstone. Now, Doomstone is trying to resurrect the Alliance leader, or was Alliance leader Thrax, who wasn't actually the Alliance, the Al Thrax, the Alliance pseudo puppet leader, is trying to resurrect him. They were just like, no, like, we can do this. You know, they're fighting. They find Mr. Lucas, and they're in helmet, by the way. Mind you, like, they're all morphed while they're fighting these people. And they get Lucas. Now, Lucas and Joe is just an amazing pairing up, because Lucas and Nadira, remember, kind of ended up together at the end of Time Force. Well, you know, time passes, people move on, and Nadira is now married to Joe, and Lucas is, you know, was captured. Slightly awkward back and forth about, oh yeah, when she called me when you went disappearing for months at a time. Oh, there was so much, just, you could cut the testosterone with a knife. It was really good. It was really good. Doomstone, Doomstone actually had, like, the Morpher, and so Joe and Marv did this, like, awesome group, like, fight together, and go through, get the Morpher, take out Doomstone, get Joe, save Joe. This is kind of going to bring me to Chloe and her dad, and where everything settles, I guess. So Chloe goes to face her dad, and this is when the whole, like, mood, I guess, you know, they save them, everybody's ready to fight. I mean, at this point everybody is fighting, because again, how the show went about, there are a lot of things, all these battles were happening at the same time. We're gonna drop that a little bit. Chloe and her dad have this heart-to-heart, whatever, and you kind of get, I guess, why all of this happened. And Chloe's dad basically lays it out all like this. He and his mom left because he saw the future, and unless they left, Chloe would never get to her full potential. without them leaving, she would have just had a comfy, soft, cushy life. Happy life. Dude, like, what's wrong with that? Just saying. Nothing wrong with a happy life. But not for him. And they left with the reasoning that who is Zordon to say who is good, who is evil, and the fate of everyone? This is the Alliance leader, the true Alliance leaders, Chloe's dad, and this is his reasoning. He thinks it was wrong to change everyone, change all of the evil to good. He wants balance back to good and evil. Z-Wave wiped out too much evil. There was too much good, which, I mean, if you watch any other seasons of Power Rangers, there's always more evil, so, I mean, pfft, come on, man. But they think it was wrong for him to change everyone, and that he thinks the Power Rangers should still be there. In fact, he doesn't want to destroy the Power Rangers at all. He wants to stop the Z-Wave from happening because he thinks just as the Power Rangers have every right to exist, Rita and Zed have every right to exist also. Wow. He wants Chloe to join him, and again, her performance was absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm rocking the pink just in, like, Pink Ranger solidarity. I want that suit now. Like, I gotta cosplay as Chloe. Her dad wants her to join her, and she says no at the end, but, I mean, she does listen to him at least, and that's perhaps while formulating a plot or so. Finds out in the whirlwind of emotion, literally whirlwind, because she has one kind of going around her, that her mom fell, and he's not sure where she went. Maybe she fell out of the time stream. Maybe she fell off a cliff after he pushed her. You know, you don't know what exactly that means, but Chloe kept saying, I felt you were alive, Dad. I felt you were alive, but I've always felt Mom was alive with you. But he doesn't even know where the body went. So, you know, hashtag Hyperforce Season 2. He flat out tells her that it's over. You lost. We've already won. Just join me. Like, it's not gonna make a difference. She's like, no, I'm not. You know, we're gonna stop you. We're gonna make everything right. And he just keeps saying it's already been done. And mind you, he's behind this barrier that he re-put back up at this point. And Chloe she goes to hit the barrier, and it doesn't work. But before she actually makes contact, he just says, I really look forward to the next time we can talk. And he teleports out, and while he's doing it, she punches the force field and immediately is passed out. The Rangers go down, basically pick her up, take her back to the med bay. Marv did think to put a tracker on her while they were, you know, like ship hopping. And they're all back on the ship. They end up picking up all of the ones they left behind. Andros, Jem. I'm sorry, not Andros, actually, Jem, Aisha, etc. Andros was not answering his communicator. He wasn't answering. They said they took care of all of them that were there, but we do know that Rita and Zed had escaped before the Rangers took off, after they saw what happened to their son. Chloe's dad fully admitted that what happened to Thrax was, you know, it was unfortunate how it happened, but, you know, he's like, his demise wasn't what I wanted, but, you know, we'll fix it. He goes, it's nothing, you know, like, we'll tidy that up. And now the Rangers are on the ship. They go to check the records, and all of the records have been changed. He was right, it's already been done. So now they have to go back. Back where? back to their home, wherever and whatever that is. The other Rangers go back to their own times after having their memories erased, and they find that it's been, well, it was 8 months between the dinner party and the Z-Wave. They have 8 months to get everything back in order. They find out that basically there's a chance to restore the timeline, the world, and everything. But the Z-Wave has to happen, and things have to happen before the Z-Wave in the right order, and their records are gone. So the Rangers are going to have to try to piece everything back together. So they go back to their own time area, and on the way of dropping people off, Lena Song is no longer there. She's gone. What they say is she is no longer on the ship. Perhaps she doesn't want to be found. What does that mean? Maybe she hightailed out. Maybe she disappeared from the time altogether. Who knows? But the records aren't showing her. And we have the Rangers alone now with Alpha, I guess. And they go back to Time Force headquarters. Or was Time Force headquarters. It's not there anymore. In fact, what they see instead is 3 giant statues of Thrax, Zed, and Rita. The Z-Wave never happened. Our hero was lost. And now they get an unexpected guest. Jen. Not the Jen we know, though. Jen Scott's leader of the Resistance. I'm gonna imagine she is wearing her reinforcements from the future leather outfit, like with the braids and the giant gun, because that was just an amazing, amazing outfit. I would love to do a cosplay of that one day. But they need fighters, and Time Force is gonna stay behind, and they're gonna help. And the Rangers get back to the ship. They found out that Nadira, Lady Nadira, is super evil in this timeline. They get on the ship, they look at Alpha, they look at the clock, and they look at where they are, and they look at where they need to go, and that was it. That was the end of Hyperforce Season 2. Now what? You know, sometimes after, you know, when I talk about the episode, I'm like, where are they going? I wonder what's next. What's next is hashtag Hyperforce Season 2 and trying to get another season made. There's so many questions and open ends still that I'm not going to cover them all today. I'd like to actually make a list and theorize about them a bit and come back to you with, you know, more Hyperforce content, be it ways that are maybe going on to help get a season 2 if there's any news, but I want to still explore this more as of what are the open questions still. What could we see from a season 2? I'm not ready to let go of this, and I don't think you are either. If you're still with me after how many reviews and 30-minute long reviews. There they are. The Rangers are just going to go into the unknown, trying to find a way to save Zordon. Chloe's dad's the only person who knows where Zordon is. He's hidden. And I mean, that's it. He hid them. He could be anywhere in time and space. Without Chloe's dad, they have no idea where Zordon is. And Thrax and Rita and Zed are clearly big enough that they have statues, and it's just another plot thing that you want to think about. Is like, is Chloe's dad just still puppeting everything from behind the scenes? You know, he's one of those masterminds who doesn't want to be in front. Who knows? Who knows? I'm really, really thankful for just everything the cast and crew and just everybody who brought this show to my house, to everyone's house, every Tuesday night, always on it, always just gave it their all. And I had such a blast, and I hope you did too. I'm just gonna wrap it up on this, guys, because we're gonna talk more. This is not the end of Hyperforce, and if I have it in my way, there will be Hyperforce Season 2. I'll see you around, guys. I'll see you in more Hyperforce videos where we keep talking about Season 1 and keep talking about this show, because we're not gonna let go of this show. We gotta show Saban brands that we're not gonna let go of this show, and we need a Season 2. Thank you guys so much for joining me on all of these. Thanks for becoming my friends over the course of all of this. I'm very grateful. I'll see you at the next video, guys. Bye!